This is Tortugas Mountain, also known as A Mountain. I'm at the Monte Vista Trailhead parking lot. And in my previous video I documented the covered area there. There's no facilities here, no restrooms, no source of water. Really there's just that trash bin and a source of bags for dog waste. Today I'm going to be going up the top along what's sometimes called the backside trail. There's one trail on the east side of this mountain, and that's the one I'll be taking today. It's one of the more physically demanding trails. Not too bad if you take a lot of breaks or if you're in pretty good shape. Crossing the arroyo here, you can see that there was actually some flow here from recent rains. One of the reasons I'm out here is I'm hoping to see some flowers because I like flowers. There's quite a bit of whitethorn acacia here, Fouquieria constricta, and it's got pretty yellow flowers. What you're not going to be able to appreciate in the video is the scent of these. It's just really a lovely floral scent. One of my purposes today is to try out this lens that I got for the GoPro. It's a macro lens. Never used it before. So hopefully if it's working well, you'll be able to get a better view of what this plant looks like, including the rather showy inflorescences. See if we can get some leaf detail there. Notice how many pairs of leaves there are on those. That's one of the keys to differentiating this plant from others. It's a bipinnate leaf, and it's an even bipinnate. Hoping that we'll be able to get the detail there. I'm not sure yet how well that's going to come through. They're very tiny. They're not always that small, by the way. I think that they're tiny because we just haven't gotten much rain this year. Coming up on another trail junction here. I'll be going off to the right. This mountain actually has 3 high points. One's there, and one's there. The third one you can't see, it's back over there somewhere. And to take this backside trail, you come up to this trail junction and turn right again. And in the past I've seen quite a few wildflowers around here blooming at this time of year, but today, nothing. This is another trail junction. Go that way to continue around the mountain, and that way to go up toward the top. We'll be going to the saddle between those high points, and at that point you can either go left or right. The trail itself goes off to the left, and if you follow that you get to a gravel road, which you could also take to go right up to the highest high point. Today I'm going to be going off to the left. Facing off to the east, you can see the Organ Mountain skyline there. View facing west along this trail, panning off to the north. There's pretty rocky mound there. There's actually a little cave up in there, which is kind of cool to go exploring. Not enough of a cave to really be a destination. No one would drive out here just to see it. But sometime, as long as you're here at least once, you probably want to go up there and take a look. Right up there you can see the main high point. That's the highest of the three. There's one up there and another up there. Right up there you can see some mine tailings. That was the standard mining claim, by the way. And there's the communication tower on the highest high point. At a point where the trail's leveled off a little bit. Here the trail branches off to the right, which goes up toward the high point with the radio tower, or I should say communication tower. It also goes off to the left. That's the so-called official trail there. It goes off to the left. This is the Turtleback Trail, by the way. Got the macro lens on there again. It's a Silverleaf Nightshade. There are some dried seed pods. Pretty striking and unmistakable there. All right, Eagle Claw Cactus. Not fully open yet. Probably tomorrow that'll be fully open. There's some Mammillaria grami. It's got little fish hooks on the end. There's a very cute small cluster over there. Arizona fishhook cactus. I have a hard time with those, but I think it's Escobaria tuberculosa. Somewhat similar to the Arizona fishhook cactus, you can see there, but without the fish hooks. Here's another Escobaria, I think Escobaria tuberculosa. High points here. There used to be a structure here operated by New Mexico State University. It was dilapidated, vandalized, eyesore, becoming a hazard, so they demolished it a couple of years ago. So now there's just this empty gravel area. In my view, they should be required to do some habitat restoration, but it is their property and there really isn't any controlling authority to compel them to do so. This used to be kind of a road. You can see it's getting pretty washed out. Over here, getting distracted because there is some color. Looks like a strawberry hedgehog cactus. Spanish dagger, magnificent specimen. Obviously was uprooted by the flow of water. This thing may survive though. It may have enough stored energy to be able to put down roots there and keep going. It may not be able to support all the foliage, so probably some of that is on it. Where the water came down and eroded, which of course is a good illustration of why ecosystem restoration is important. Coming up on another Spanish dagger here. Got some luxuriant looking seed pods there. Right, now I'm going to be heading back down this trail. Tremendous amount of loose rock here. Requires a little bit of footwork. So for that reason, I'm not going to record very much. And I'll sign off for today.